Hi guys, here's a very quick OOTD. I got my Amazon Prime shirts that we get literally just for working at Amazon, my Disney hoodie that I got from Goodwill, the sweats that I found as I was packing boxes today that I just absolutely love, and I think I got these, I'm pretty sure, Amazon. Don't quote me on that. And then shoes, these were gifted. And that is my work outfit for the day. I'm actually a little early right now. I'm gonna head out and I'm going to go get some coffee. I think I'm gonna go to Ziggy's because I have time. Let me catch you guys up to speed of today. For the most part, I was just boxing stuff up in my room and waking up. I stayed up very late to edit some footage of the last vlog. I decided to do the smart thing and just export all of the footages separately, and so I'm gonna mesh them together, do a final look through, and then do all of my stuff for the thumbnail, and then getting the title together, and then also figuring out anything regarding any sort of extra assets that I may want to add because I have given myself more time. I was gonna upload it on Sunday of last week, but then I was like, editing till midnight, and I was like, I could do it Monday, and then I was like, we're gonna upload every single Sunday vlogs, and whatever else will just be throughout the week sporadically, if we can try that, because for my booktube channel, I'm gonna do Tuesdays and Thursday uploads. I'm gonna try that. Again, only once a week is what I'm aiming for, but like, I would like to try and do the two and just see if I can keep up with that consistently, as well as like full-time work and stuff, and moving into the apartment, etc., etc. And then I woke up at 8 a.m. and then I was like, I'm up, might as well pack some boxes. Practically packed my entire room, not even kidding, which I am super proud of. I only have a few other things to actually go through. I think I'll go through those tonight, box up any stuff tomorrow morning, and just be ready to go whenever anyone says they're ready to help me move. And a lot of people have. We're just waiting on answers from individuals one by one as they go, because I don't want to say yes to everybody and then everybody shows up and it's not needed, or I don't want to say like no to everybody and then no one shows up and then it's like, okay, I need to pay movers. I'm trying to be smart about, you know, answering back people as it happens, but I'm hoping to move out this weekend. Very excited, very happy about that, very productive in that front. And now I just got myself ready for my work day. Work is very cash, y'all. I love it. So I get to wear comfy clothes because I'm feeling comfy cozy today. So we're doing comfy cozy clothes, and then we're gonna head out, get some coffee, come back. We'll have a little bit more time before work, actually quite a fair amount of time, and update Notion a little bit, and maybe go through some stuff before I go to work. TBD on that. Don't think I'm going to push that though, because I did a lot today. I didn't expect me to get a lot done, but I did, and so I'm very grateful. So with that being said, let's go and get some coffee. We got the coffee. We also have a little bit of a story time situation. One of the reasons why I went out to go get me coffee was not only because I just wanted it and needed it after a good crying session, which I don't even know if you guys could see, like my eyes were a little bit more red. I don't know. I have beady little eyes and these glasses kind of cover up anything that goes on behind them. It's kind of like a little shield. Sunglasses are better at doing that though. But anywho, yes, I was crying. Yes, I had a good cry. I needed it. It was much needed and it was helpful and healthy. I needed a coffee, so we got us a coffee. Amidst getting the coffee, I thought I lost my debit card. The lovely barista gave me the coffee for free. Well, she tried to, and then I was like, I have a $5 bill. At least let me like pay for the majority of the coffee that you are giving to me for free that you didn't have to do at all. I think she also saw my puffy eyes and was just like, oh, she's had a day. It's like, I mean, I have, but like not in the way that you're thinking. And because I went to the bank this morning to get funds, I was like, maybe I should go back there and figure out if I could get my card back, because like normally you put your card in the ATM, it sucks it back in, and like they're able to give you back the card, or at least that's what I thought, but that was only a particular branch that I used to go to, and now I go to a new one. I mean, I kind of divvy up my time between both of them. It really just depends on the issue where I go. I don't need to be judged every single time I go in, so I kind of like I do both places. Anyways, I went in to see if they did the card service like that. They don't. They were like, oh, it sucks it in, but then it automatically shreds. It's like, no, this can't be happening, because I had to report my debit card lost or stolen technically, even though I know exactly what happened. I just somehow it didn't get from my hand to my pocket after a particular store, and I didn't feel like trying to traverse the Walmart parking lots. That's crazy. Why would I try that? So I didn't try. I was like, okay, we're gonna freeze the dang thing. So we freezed the dang thing, and we got a new card, which is the card I have currently. So I'm just like, I just got this. I can't be losing it again. Like, listen, I know I run around like a chicken with my head cut off. I know that if my head were not physically attached to my neck, I would lose it at least 20 times every single year. And that's on the generous side. So I am responsible for things, okay? I just, not when it comes to not having a wallet. I now have a wallet. I am usually pretty good about, like, knowing where everything is and everything. And, like, even if I lose it, I know where I lost it. So I was like, oh no, it went through the shredder. How dare all y'all? Like, why are we not saving the cards? Like, how hard is it to really, if someone loses a card, just keep it in, like, a bin. Like, when it sucks it back in, put it in a bin. Put it in, like, a lost and found debit credit card bin. And after a certain period of time, if no one comes in, then shred it. Like, it's under your protection. It should be just fine. We should all be fine. It's not how it happens. I mean, I get it. It's probably best to, for all precautionary details, like, just have it shred automatically. But anyways, oh, the mail is here. I never have any mail here, except for, like, from the bank about my statements, and I typically don't open those. I mean, I do, but, like, I know where I spent my monies and how much monies I have, so I don't usually look at the statement card, because I'm like, I don't need to be guilted into changing habits right now, because I just want to live in my habits for a minute, and by a minute, I mean years. All of that to get back to, I thought it was shredded for a second, and I was panicking, and I was like, wait. I could have potentially put it into different pants, because earlier today, when I went out to go to the bank, I was wearing my pajama pants. Now, my pajama pants have pockets, so I was like, okay, let's go back to the house. Went in, looked for my pajama pants, they weren't in there, and I was like, okay, I'll call the service. So I was walking up and down my street, just, like, so annoyed, because I had to deal with, like, the AI robot person before you actually get to a person that could be useful and helpful. I mean, it is kind of useful and helpful, but, like, only for bare bones things. When you just want a freaking representative and you're talking at it like, I don't know, just give me a representative. They're like, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Can you redo the action that you don't know the answer to? And I'm like, oh, I'm so done with this. So I was about to get on the phone with the representative, and I was going into my car because my laptop is in here, and my laptop is my charger for my phone, and my phone was getting low on battery. What do you know? I looked down at the passenger seat of the car and realized my ID is down there, but also it looks like there's another card down there. Now, fair enough, I do have a PayPal debit card type thing that I don't even use. So I was like, it might be that. And then I looked at the seat, and there's my PayPal debit card. I'm like, literally, I only have one card. Like, I don't have credit cards. I don't have credit either. It was down in the passenger seat on the floor. And I do remember hitting a lot of hard brakes today because people were being very dumb. Okay? Arizona drivers. If you know, you know. If you don't, bless your sweet, innocent little heart. Arizona drivers are a breed. They are. Because I'll give it to New York, and I'll give it to Washington, D.C. The roads are very interesting. Arizonans, you have no excuse. Coming from an Arizonan, okay, I can talk smack on our driving because I am a member of that group. But, like, listen, when someone is clearly halfway in front of you, don't try and ram into their side praying that they'll slow down for you when there's no room in front of you. And also, when there's someone on your tail behind you who literally did not know that you were going to try to do that because it was just such a sudden turn like that. You're lucky. I swear, people are so entitled nowadays. In driving, I kid you not. I blame social media. I do. Here's the thing. There is just something about watching entitled people that must give people the right to think it's normal to be entitled. I have never, ever in my time growing up witnessed such entitlement as nowadays. And like, it's not even, I can't even blame a generation. Sure, could I? Yes. But coming from someone who comes from an entitled generation, okay, I have seen entitlement play out, but it doesn't normally work. Nowadays it does. Like in the past decade, if that, wait, I'm 24. That would be when I would be 14? Yeah, that tracks, that clocks. Something happened over this last decade. I swear to on everything. Like, there's just such a sense of entitlement. It's always been there, but I think there's kind of this mindset of society now where it's almost okay and considered the norm. I mean, no one thinks it's okay, but people allow it to happen because that's normal. How did we normalize that? Like, yeah, it is normal because we allowed it to be. But why did we allow it to be normal? If we didn't allow it to be normal, then it would be abnormal, and no one truly wants to be abnormal from the societal norms because everyone wants to not feel like an outsider or like an alien in this world until everyone wants to feel like an outsider and an alien because that's cool and unique and mysterious. But it's like, truly, there is no normal. There is no such thing as normal. That would indicate that there is a core set standard that people can fit into. Normal is a word that we use in our vocabulary that restricts people to a certain box. Much like other identifiers restrict us to a box. It's like you're trying to find terms and definitions to describe something that you just don't know, that is too big for your understanding or too amazingly unique. And that's everybody. Everybody is unique. And people could say, oh, because everybody is unique, nobody is unique. No, that's not the case. Everyone is unique. No one can be fit into a perfectly categorized box. There is always an outlier. There is always an exception. Why? Because everyone is so unique. There are common things that we can label and identify to try and make sense of life, but we're never going to understand it 100%. And as soon as we all understand that, the sooner we don't start to fall into a trap of labels and identifiers becoming just our sole reason for being and our purpose. And anywho, that's an entire other soapbox tangent thing that I don't even want to go towards. And how did we even get here? I love that my story time about a debit card just kind of went into that. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my mind, honestly. Anywho, great start to the week, guys. Cheers. We're gonna head out to work now. I am gonna be a little early. I was planning on stuff. What was I planning on doing? I was planning on getting there early, setting up my stuff, potentially starting to edit a little bit prior to work just so that I can have it in the queue, because I filmed a video for my booktube channel and I am hoping to finish editing it and uploading it by tonight. And thankfully, the way that last night's sleep worked is probably what I'm going to do for tonight, meaning that like I had about 3.5 to 4 hours of sleep this morning, and then I woke up and started doing stuff, and I don't know how I did that. and I became productive. Like I filmed a video, and then I started packing boxes, and I pretty much packed my entire room minus a drawer and a half, I believe, of stuff. No, a shelf and a half of stuff. Because I pretty much got everything else. Everything is just packed. It just needs to be moved. So that was a thing that indeed happened. And then I got like a hour and a half sleep, but it was enough. Like, I feel rested now to the point where 5 hours of work isn't going to take it out of me. So I can edit a video, especially like a bookish video. It's not about me or my life. So therefore, I have a lot more fun editing those. Like, I do have fun editing these videos, don't get me wrong. But there's just like something that is just so easy about editing stuff that is not about myself. Like, when it's not about myself, it's so much more fun. But it's like, it's still me enjoying things that I love to do versus just like here where, yes, I enjoy what I do, but also it's so hard to describe it. I don't know. But like, the focus isn't my life. Therefore, it's easier for me to just keep going with it and keep editing it. Not that I'm bored with my life or anything. It's just watching it back. It's like, oh, now I have to relive the feelings and stuff. Am I ready for that? And sometimes I'm not. So it's like, oh. Yeah, so hopefully we're gonna edit the video later into the night, however long it takes. Hopefully get an idea for the thumbnail and everything and upload that. Same for the upcoming video as well. I have both videos filmed, and one is completely edited, the other I need to edit, and then just uploading both at the same time, scheduling them both, and doing the thumbnails will just make it easier for me. And I could successfully say that I did 2 videos this week and then figure out how I'm going to do 2 videos next week. That's going to be fun because I have no backlog, of course, because I'm me. And I plan for things, but the execution of said things is kind of hit or miss because of life situations. So we'll see what happens there. But at least 1 video a week there, 1 video a week here. It's all good in the hood. We're gonna head to work, set up stuff, potentially start editing. After work, we're gonna be editing and just really getting everything in and uploaded and ready to go tomorrow morning. I'm probably gonna finish up most, if not all of my packing, cleaning out my car a little bit more, start putting in some boxes. I already have a friend who's like, I'm willing to help you start unloading smaller boxes into the room. So I have a place set up in the closet. So like the closet, I'm going to put most of my extra stuff so that when the movers or whoever is helping me move is going to bring in the mattress, there's not a lot of boxes within the room. So it'll just be in the closet, but it also won't be in the main area where my roomie is already living and, you know, doing her thing. So that's kind of what is going to happen there. As far as tomorrow, I'm also going to be meeting with someone tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be able to meet with them and move the boxes with my friend, and then afterwards go to work and call it a night, potentially edit some stuff. So that is the plan for the next couple of days. I'm only saying that because I don't know how much I'm actually going to speak to you guys, but I know that I will at least try and video some of it, not all of it, because a lot of it is with people who, like, they don't know I'm on YouTube. Yeah, that is the plan. Let's head out now and get ready for the evening of work, and yeah, let's do it. We just made it to the parking lot of work, and I had to come in here and say something because, like, you know, I was talking about Arizonans being just, like, a different breed of driver. Hi, muscle car. This is a workplace parking lot. This is not the place for that. My goodness. Anyways. Seriously, are you good? Oh my goodness, he's just revving the engines. Are you good, fam? So I was sitting at the red light okay, because it's a red light, and it says specifically on a sign, no turn on red, and this friggin' sports car behind me honks, and I'm just like, no, I'm not moving, because there is a sign there for a reason. You can get caught by the police at any time you want. I don't have the money for that, okay? I don't have time for the BS here. And, like, I actually have somewhere to be. I don't know where you going. You probably want to go home and just chillax. That's fine. You have time. I'm actually the one that's actually heading to their job right now, so don't even come for me with that. So anyways, he honked once, right? Whatever. I sense the impatience, but I'm like, at some point, you gotta understand, if I'm not moving, there's probably a reason. Well, then he honks again. And now listen, there's another lane that's right next to me too, so there's 2 lanes to turn right, but the sign says no turn right on red. For very good reason, okay? A lot of people get in accidents on this particular intersection, and also I literally turned out of my neighborhood. This is a different light, by the way. I turned out of my neighborhood. Guess what? There was a crash right there on my way to entering onto the freeway. 2 lights, man. 2 lights. So I was like, no, I'm not going to be a part of that statistic tonight. So many people have been so close to hitting me today. I'm not going to play that game. So they honked the second time, and the guy that was next to me, or girl, I'm not sure which, was trying to turn, and I'm like, don't do it. I literally turned and looked at them, and I'm like, don't do it. Don't succumb to peer pressure, because 1, don't get in trouble for someone else's impatience, and 2, really, come on, there is a reason why there are laws and rules and why we need to follow them. This guy behind me honks a 3rd time, and I'm like, no. It's still red. It's still red. And so I'm like, bruh, on some level, you have to understand, if you drive here often, you know that there's this sign here. Just freaking respect that you're not going to be moving. Stop being impatient. Don't get road rage from other people help keeping you safe because you clearly don't value your safety at all whatsoever. So then, the light barely turns. I'm already turning, and he honks behind me again. I'm like, this impatience level is out of control. How can you not sit for 2 seconds for other people to go through? It doesn't matter if we're standing at a red light and no one was there. The sign says, no turning right on red. Half the time, if there is no one there, you know who's waiting a little further down and could see what you were doing? A police officer. I hope the need for speed was worth whatever it is that's at the end of that. Because guess what? Your impatience may have won out today, but it ain't gonna win out every single time, buddy. Patience is a virtue. And that virtue does lead to better reward in the end. There is a reason that patience is a virtue. I'm just saying. Not the least of which is your life. My guy, like, honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised. He was so up my ass that, he was so up my butt, it should have been filed for sexual harassment, honestly. Because what even was that? Like, that is so stupid. Anyway, that is a whole other thing. I thought it worth mentioning because apparently today people are idiots. And I need to get it out there and to have some camaraderie with people on the internet who actually have common sense, because the lack of common sense nowadays is scary. And trust me, I am the furthest one that is going to, like, up the curve of intelligence for the United States. But seriously, there are some people who make me look like NASA level researcher, professional, never gets an answer wrong type thing. Okay? I mean, that's just the first thing I thought of because I was cleaning up my room today and I saw my aerospace folder, or binder rather, and aerospace is a challenge for teens who are into science and stuff, where you get to colonize on either the moon or Mars, and you, like, go in on the research and determine, okay, this is what you would do here, this is what you would do for this, and stuff like that, and it's really cool. It's a fun challenge. it's a fun time. And so that's where I got the NASA researcher. Anywho, time to go into work now. The light is slowly declining. I get it. It's time to go to work. So we're going to go in and we're going to have a great, amazing night. And I'm not going to think too hard or too much longer on that annoying instance. In fact, I said it. I wiped my hands clean of it. We're going to have a great night at work, and it's going to be a good time. Let's go. Hi, guys. It's another day, and we're still in the car. I have a lot of stuff behind me. Here, let me show you. I was planning on moving some boxes today with a friend of mine. They have not gotten back with me yet. So I'm going to take the boxes and stuff that I know are tinier because, quite frankly, listen, in the past couple of years, I have had muscle loss. I have conditions now that make me a little bit weaker than I would be had I not done stuff to get to those conditions. And also, my wrists recently have just been like so weak. And the thing is, of course, like, you use other muscles, not just your wrists when you're moving things, but like you're holding things and you're using your wrists and they cramp up so fast. So I'm like, this could be bad. Like, I could truthfully probably carry most, if not all of this stuff up 3 flights of stairs if I were not having those predisposed things that I just talked about, you know. If it weren't for the rest, truly, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. I feel like they have gotten a little bit worse recently, and I don't know if it's because there's something in accordance with conditions I already have, with conditions that I don't know about because I haven't been able to afford a doctor's visit, or if it's just weakness in the joints and I just need to work on them. Probably a combination of things, if I'm being honest. But anyways, so we're gonna start unpacking all of this stuff. Well, I'm gonna start unpacking this stuff and taking it up to my place, and we'll see if my friend gets back with me before I need to meet with someone for contract negotiation, verbiage check thing, whatever you want to call it. Basically, I'm going to talk to someone about the contract that I wrote up for both me and my roomie, because one of us had to do it, so I did it. And it's gonna line out some terms and rules and stuff of our living together, and I tried to put in both personalities into the mix and just like figuring out a way that we can work and live together just as a baseline. And this is just a smart idea when you're living with people in general, I've come to find, because I've lived with other people, not just with my parents before, but like I was never, you know, it wasn't my place necessarily. I wasn't paying for that place. I was just kind of like there. But living in that environment kind of taught me, okay, you need to have some rules at the start. Okay, you need to come to an agreement about things, because if you don't plan for eventual maybe differings of opinions or differings of lifestyles, then when push comes to shove, you're going to probably be more emotional about it, and it's not going to be more like thought through and planned and agreed upon. It's just easier to have things, regardless of whether or not you think they're going to happen, planned out, and that course of action just like put on paper, because you never know what can happen and you never know how you're going to be emotionally when you're in that situation. It's a mature thing to know how to converse with people and to foresee any potential sort of anything, because you never know what can happen. And even in the biggest of emergencies, you don't plan. Listen, you don't know when emergencies are going to go down. You don't know when bad things are going to go down, but you can plan for your reaction so that in the emotionality of it, you can just be like, wait a second, we planned for this. Here's what needs to be done. Okay, let's keep going. You know, that's kind of what this contract is going to be, and it's just wise to have both parties look at it, communicate. And I also left room for, in the contract within the template, I even typed out, and I was so happy about this as I was typing it. I was like, we can change this contract at any time, or even pre-signing of the initial document, to whatever compromise both parties come up with. This is just a template, basically. And I was just like, as I was typing this, I was just like, I sound adult here. I'm kind of loving that for me. I mean, I know I technically, legally am, but like, come on. You develop the maturity into being what we deem adult. You know, I'm taking on responsibilities now of an adult, so it's about time I act like it and felt like it. So we're getting there. We're getting to the feeling like it. The acting like it is coming before the feeling like it, which is interesting. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to take some boxes up right now, see if there is any potential for me to try and get all of these in there. Highly doubt. Hoping that my friend contacts me and is just like, hey, sorry, got back with you a little late. Maybe we can just like do this like either later in the day after I meet with the person, or we could do this like before or right now or whatever, and I could have help with those bigger boxes. If not, they're just going to be in my car ready for the move-in day. So that's the thing. I also haven't heard back from the person who is going to potentially help me with moving the bigger things like the mattress and the whatever, so I'm probably gonna go to another person here very soon, but I'm just gonna give them time to answer back. So yeah, that's a thing, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'll give you guys a little shot of like all of the boxes and stuff, so you guys can get a good idea of like how much stuff I'm gonna try to attempt to do. I don't have the time to set up any sort of anything with trying to move and stuff. I mean, I'll try. I don't know. We'll see what thematic shots I get, but I'll at least show you guys the damage that we have to take care of. So let's go. Good morning. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I am currently getting ready for work. I just finished updating my reader fam about the weird book that is Christmas Cocoa Murder, sorry. And I just, even with explaining it and trying to like talk it out, it doesn't make any more sense. And I haven't read any more of this book either. I'm hoping to read this book a little bit more today during any downtime and breaks and lunch and all of this. But yeah, yesterday, because I need to catch you guys up on yesterday, I was filming in the car and I was talking about how I was gonna unload some boxes. I did a little bit, and then my friend actually texted me back and was like, hey, sorry, overslept. Are you still down to do the moving stuff today? And I was like, yes, absolutely. I'm heading to your place right now. So headed to his place, picked him up. He helped me move in. And then, okay, so I don't even know how we decided to do this, but then we decided, okay, we're just gonna move in the mattress, the drawer, the bigger stuff that you needed to get anyways, and it was able to fit in my car. So I was like, oh, that's awesome. And also my trunk is huge. I now understand when one of my other guy friends was just like, you can fit 5 bodies in there. And I'm like, how do you know that? That was a little too quick and that was a little too specific. Anyways, so we decided, actually that was my last car. I could fit 10 in this one. Anywho, I have a list. Anyway, now that I'm done incriminating myself, we unloaded those boxes, and I didn't really have time to film. I was just too busy trying to like get everything together. And then amidst all of the moving, I had a meeting with someone from our church who's gonna be like me and my new roommate's confidant, mediator, all of the things, and talked to her a little bit about how I was going to set up the contract. I actually showed her the contract that I am hoping to sign with my roommate, hopefully by Sunday, and I'm going to actually fully be moving in on Sunday. I know I already moved all my stuff in, but basically I just want a few more days just in my old room to get some of the extra stuff and pack that, so that next week my friend was like, hey, I know we pretty much finished everything, but I also know you had a few extra things. If you want, just pack that up. We could move that on Monday or Tuesday of next week. And I was like, perfect, love that. Because this is my long week. Today is Wednesday, but it's my long week. So I'm working 11-hour days, and I was working Monday and Tuesday evening as well. Okay, so, you know, that was fun. And then immediately after meeting up with the person, I did a little bit more moving, and then I went straight to work, and it was a fun time. And do I regret doing so much in one day? No, not really. It was needed. Am I tired because of it though? Yes, absolutely. And so I slept in. I had a plan where I was like, okay, if I could potentially tomorrow morning, I will film something for my booktube channel. And technically, yes, I guess I did for the reading vlog portion of this book that I'm hoping to complete soon. But I wanted to maybe film like a tag of some kind or something, just so that I can have a little bit more videos in the queue, just to like give me some buffer and wiggle room for whatever may happen in terms of being able to film content, because now I'm in a new place and I have a roommate to consider, and I also have my job to consider, and like how finances and all of these different things and bills and whatever. And so I'm just like trying to be the most responsible with my time as possible. But I was just like, no, I'm just gonna do the update and I'm gonna leave it at that, because I am tired and I would like a little time to just do mindless scrolling and vegging, which I did. I spent like an hour this morning just mindlessly on my phone, on YouTube Shorts. Like, most of my media is from YouTube, to be honest. Like, I do scroll on TikTok occasionally, but that's when I get on there to post something, and that's barely then either. And most of it is stray kids anyway. So I also get that on YouTube because notifications are the best, and my algorithm knows exactly what I want. Exactly. So it's either stray kids or wicked anymore. I guess that's my entire personality. Just kidding. I have more to my personality than that, hopefully. What was I saying? Yeah, I was kind of scrolling for a little bit, for an hour or so. Then I updated the reader fam on everything so that I can do the vlog as I read. And now we're here, and I'm actually going to sign off now, and I'm gonna get me my coffee and start heading over to my workplace, because I don't know, I just find that if I'm there, I can then do whatever, aka read my book, because I genuinely want to know what happens, because I left off at such a place where we have suspects, but none of them seem to really be suspect-y enough. And then we have just a random threatening note and package that was delivered at our main character's door. And now I'm confused. I'm wondering where the plot is going, because it feels like there's gonna be a build up to a nice, well thought out plot. We're just trying to get there, and as the reader, I don't feel confident in it yet, because I don't know why. I just don't feel confident in it, because it was so weird. The setup is so weird. I think that's why. I don't trust the setup, therefore I don't trust the plot points. But I know that I will trust the setup and I will trust the plot points. It's just not right now. And it's messing with my head. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off, gonna do the things, and I will talk to you guys maybe on break or lunch or something. And if not, enjoy whatever montage I may have potentially gotten. And if not, see you guys tomorrow. Later on, it's my lunch hour, or rather lunch half hour. So I'm gonna take a little power nap because I am feeling very tired today, and I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm perpetually tired, so that's probably a thing that affects just the average tired that I always feel, so maybe that's a part of it. But also, I don't know, yesterday with the move and everything and just going from one thing to another, I don't know, maybe my social battery is drained a little bit faster, but work doesn't tend to take a huge toll on my social battery, so I don't know what's going on. All I know is that I have a lunch break, I'm tired, I have a chance to take a power nap and get it together. So that's what I'm gonna do. I just wanted to come on and talk to you guys and say hey and let you guys know what's up, how I'm feeling, how the day has been going. Today has actually been pretty chill. Like, for being the first day of my long week where I do a full 11.5-hour shift versus my VET or voluntary extra time where I usually get between 5.5 hours scheduled. So it's actually going very well, and I'm very surprised at how light the workload is today, just because normally it's a little bit heavier, but I mean, people are on it, and me and my fellow associates from the other department now actually know what we're doing, so we're able to contribute a little bit more and a little bit quicker while still maintaining quality. So I think that's probably it, honestly, because now we're all moving over, and our other department, even though it's getting deprecated, is getting a whole lot more work, so they are pulling more people over, but we still got a good amount that are able to still stay in the new department. So I don't know, I'm just grateful for it. I'm not gonna question it, I'm just gonna be grateful for it. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna take a quick little power nap, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Alrighty, y'all, power nap is over, even though it's literally only a second for you. It's been half an hour for me, so getting ready to head back in, finish out the workday strong, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, because that's just kind of how it goes, and potentially with a coffee and potentially still in my car. Such is life. See you guys tomorrow. Have officially experienced my pain of how far away I have to park from my building. It's gonna be fine, okay? I am just determining that it's fine, everything is fine. We are just gonna roll with it because we have no other choice. Also, I was looking for my parking permit. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. If I'm right next to the building, I don't, because it's just, I mean, if you park that close to the building, by the end of the day, like, they just assume, oh, you work here. But if I park further away, I'm just kind of like, yee. I mean, I know that the other building is also Amazon, the one that's attached to us, and I'm in their parking spot. But still, like, the further out you go, the more you need that parking permit, just in case. And especially if I were on the other side of the little curb median, but like bigger situation with rocks and bushes and trees and all that. If I were on the other side of that in the other building's parking space, which we are allowed to do, I would totally be using that and would be terrified if I didn't have it. Anywho, gathering all of the cards, got my ID that I love so much. If you guys were in Vlogmas, you know. If you guys weren't, that video will explain everything. Lego. Just got off for my lunch break and we are enduring the long trek to the car, and then hopefully I will find my charger for my phone because I had it in my hand this morning and then I completely forgot to take it with me, or it's just still in my car and I just didn't put it in one of the bags. I'm hoping for that answer. If not, we're gonna go home, get the charger and get some coffee, or just get coffee. That's the plan. That is what is happening. We are walking and talking because I just don't have the time to just like stop and do a sit down update. It's gonna be a walking and talking, chatty, slightly shaky because my hand is slightly shaky at the moment. Don't know what's going on because I did have lunch, so it's not a food issue. It might be a low energy issue, which I don't know, could be just as bad. We're not entirely sure. But as I'm walking to my car this long way and I'm seeing all of the empty parking spaces that were previously full, it makes me wish we had more parking spaces or closer parking spaces or like a tram service to get to our cars or something. I don't know, like Disneyland has. It feels like that, except less fun. Anyhoozle, I will talk to you guys when I actually figure out where my charger is, and we'll get that and do the things and then get back in time to log right on to work more. Just looked in the back seat of the car and the front seat. The charger is not there. It's at home. So we are going to very quickly head to my place, get the charger, get some energy in the system, and then hopefully make it back without me having to sacrifice even a few minutes, because quite frankly, I just need all the time to be paid that I can get at the moment. Adulting, gotta love it, right? Let's go. Good morning. I am coming to you a little bit earlier this morning, so I'm able to life update you guys at home instead of in the car. Finally, we're not in the car. Woo! I just realized yesterday, and I had a little clip of a comment about it, but I was rushing to do things, so I just deleted that, so I'll just say it here. I am aware that I think 2 days ago now at this point. Yeah, it's a new day. So instead of saying yesterday, it would be 2 days from now. Okay, I can logic life out here. 2 days ago, I said something about wanting to take more time to really update you guys about just life in general, how that's going, how I'm feeling. It's just been so busy that I haven't really been able to talk about it. Much like in the last vlog that you guys saw, I'm just like being kept busy. This time around though, we're in a better mindset, but it has been a lot. So I haven't really been able to sit down and talk with you guys. So I thought I would do it here. I know specifically that I wanted to talk about work mindset because you guys saw me in vlogmas and it was just all work basically, because I did OT pretty much every single day. I think I only had one day off the entire vlogmas that wasn't a Sunday, and then on Sunday I was doing ministry throughout the day, and I don't really vlog that, so it was just a time and a thing, but we made it through. I did miss a couple of days of vlogmas, but overall I think it was a good experience. But I wanted to specify more of the work environment and the work mindset that you guys were seeing in vlogmas. Now we're moving from deprecating one department that we were told was gonna be alive and thriving and actually upgrading to immediate, oh, you're gonna be transferred to a new department, or, you know, see ya. That was just such a shift in mindset. And then on top of that, to have to learn and train and close down one department while moving into another and trying to figure all of that out and all of the logistics of it and everything. It's a lot, okay? So, and that's just the people who needed to deal with it. The ones who are employed and who are feeling those changes the most, I mean, you saw what happened. And it was honestly, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it was worse off camera, so mentally wise. And so it was just a lot. We were going through a lot. There was a lot of different changes. So you guys kind of saw me as we were actually transitioning. So we knew about this change months ago, but we were told that we were going to be shutting down the department and keeping the lights on, basically, me and a few other workers. So we were expecting that, and so life just kind of stayed the same. And quite frankly, I wasn't thinking too much on the new department because I was trying to deal with stuff from the old department still, and like different mindsets and things that were happening. And it was just like, ever since people realized, oh, our department is getting deprecated, literally everybody had the mindset of like, so what's the point? Why should we care? I'm like, guys, that's not the point. The point is to do the job to the best of your capability, regardless of if it means anything or not, because people are looking at our performances. They're looking at us. They are judging us. Literally, yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Literally, we had the other department looking at us and being like, can they come in and actually help us? Or is this gonna be something where we're gonna have to do a lot more extra work and they're gonna be a burden for us? So I'm not coming into a new department and being like, I'm burdening you with everything. You're gonna have to train me, you're gonna have to retrain me, you're gonna have to like sit down with me constantly 24/7, read over my shoulder, making sure I'm doing all of the things. Now, I am a curious human being by nature. I ask questions because I wanna know the process so that once I know the meanings behind things, it helps me to have a better perspective on the processes. And it also shows me where there are chinks in the armor there of what is supposed to be a secure type of process, okay? And listen, I am one of those people that, you know, I work hard when needed, but I also don't mind having it be easy. I am one to work extra hard to get everything set up in a way where in the future, I don't have to work as hard. The amount of work that I input now, even though it may be hard, even though it may be a lot, even though it may be on the surface a little demanding because it demands attention of like, hey, there's something going on here, in the long run, more hours will be spent straight chilling. There were some things that were not good in certain processes, not by the processes themselves necessarily, although, but that's not on them. That's on the people that made it. That's on the people that have different expectations for our department based on variation in tool quality that we have. Basically, just like, you know, if you're a techie person and your job requires tech and like RAM and storage and all of this, versus an office worker who doesn't require as much, and you're given two separate tools to do your accurate job, don't expect a thing that takes so much storage, so much space, so much memory to not crash and burn on something that is severely low quality. And it's not that we get low quality stuff, it's that we get the quality that is needed for our job. We call people, we assign routes, we take off packages, we help warehouses manage their inventory, okay? So we're not out here doing techie stuff. We're really just being communicators and what our title suggests, logistics coordinators. And free therapists for the drivers, but that's neither here nor there. So, and we don't get paid enough for it. I wish, man. Hearing that people can come to someone to talk out their life issues, that's not what therapy is. Calm down. I am aware. I have a great respect for therapists and for their knowledge. But like, seriously, sometimes I'm just like, the listening part of your job, to be able to get paid as much as you do per hour, I wish. Because it's like, some of the drivers think we're their therapists. And it's like, no, we're not. No, we're not. I'm just asking you, are you able to pick up your route or not? No? Okay, fine. So that's kind of what's going down. Anyway, I'm not knocking therapy. In fact, I wanted to, at one point, be a therapist. I love that science. I love the explanation of that science. You know, the psychology of the human mind is not like other sciences. Human behavior is not like other sciences. Sometimes there really is no accurate answer that we can articulate. And it's just so fascinating because sometimes the I don't know is the answer. And that bugs us, right? It bugs us. Like, half the time, my mom asks me a question, and sometimes I am so honest when I'm like, I don't know why I did that. Because one, you're coming at me with something I didn't know, so I didn't even know I did that. So give me time to at least process that. And then once I actually process it and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, seriously, why did I do that? I don't know. And so I changed my behavior and I do everything else. I happen to revert back to that behavior in one instance, and it's like, why did you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, you always say I don't know. And I'm like, because I don't. My answer was, I don't know why I did that, but here, let me change the behavior anyway. It's so weird. Anyway, so where did we get off in that? I'm getting there. Oh, free therapy for drivers. Anywho, yeah, right. So and something about processes. Other issues that are happening that are not their fault. Okay, so there are some issues that are not on the fault of a department. You know, it's just facts. There are some things that we can't control, but we do it because it's the best way to do it. So once I understand the reasoning why and understanding like the big picture of like, this is the way we do it, because even though technically for each individual it could be better, we can't cater to the individual when you're thinking about a company on this scale and this magnitude with this much quota that needs to be had in order for us to all keep our jobs, basically. It's kind of like, noted. I mean, it sucks, but noted, okay? And that's any job, right? That's not just Amazon, okay? We're not coming for Amazon. I love Amazon, okay? Just had to put that out there because I know around a certain time when I started working with them, there was just a lot of controversy surrounding Amazon. It ain't going nowhere. Because it's just not like we rely on it too much. And like, I have heard people say things on Amazon sometimes. Time and again, I hear some random comment that may be bad, but overall, like, everyone truly uses Amazon. It's something that is convenient. All of that to say, there used to be some heavy discourse on work environment and stuff, and I think some workers went on riot around the time of the disease that shall not be named that went around the world. Well, not disease, but you guys C19. So I just like to be like, hey, not all of us have had that experience. Now, I'm not invalidating anyone else's experience. Don't invalidate mine either. Glad we had that talk. Alrighty, all of that to get back to, you know, I do have that personality where it's like, I like to know about processes, know about things, and find the problems. Not to be negative, but to find the problems that are there and assessing the situation and being like, okay, I'm gonna navigate this situation as an employee this way, gain the knowledge, gain the tribal knowledge, and I'm gonna be like, hey, proposition time, all right? Here is where there's issues. And, you know, normally I would take time for that to happen, but this time around I was like, nope, right away. Because, listen, if I am going to be thrust to the wolves, I at least want some sort of weapon, okay? And my weapons were abysmally lacking. And so I was like, no, if you're claiming this as second to the gospel truth, then I'm gonna need you to make sure that these are accurate, because I went by the SOP. I was told, go by the SOP if I'm not around, by the trainer, because the trainer was pulled this way, that way, and the third, okay? She was needed around on the floor. So there was an occasion where I was left alone, and I asked for help in the method that I was supposed to ask for help in. I did not have anyone coming on time, according to their own standard base of operations in terms of time and length and all of this. And the handle time for that task was running out, and so I decided to use the SOP. I mean, I was using the SOP regardless, but I decided, heck, I'm just gonna action it now. And guess what? I actioned it incorrectly, according to their very own SOP. Now, I was able to save it, so it actioned as green lighted. And the trainer came by right at the very end and was like, wait, you did something? And then it already happened. I was like, I was following your SOP, which is something that you said to do if I wasn't able to get a lead or if I needed to do a task or whatever, if I was on my own. She's like, you did the right thing. I'm like, okay, so I did the right thing, but you're saying it's wrong according to this department's standard operating procedure and script. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's lovely. Okay, so the thing we're considering, second to the gospel truth here, while we're at work, is wrong. She's like, yeah. Like, how long has this been going on? Since the start. Oh, that ain't gonna fly. Honey. So I very quickly made mention of that to my managers, to my leads, because we're all coming over here, right? So there's people I don't know who are in management or who are leads, and so I'm just like, I go right to my top so they can go to their top, and we could figure out the situation here. And let's just say, I was the guinea pig for the new department in many respects, but, well, all of us were guinea pigs, but being that I was one of the more vocal of everyone there about the issues, about the problems, that did earn me a spot in being recognized by other people and being like, we're here, we're trying to do this thing, we're trying to have a smooth transition, fix things that need to be fixed, update things that need to be updated, and we're all here together. We all want the same thing. We all just want a smooth ride at work. Literally, just come in, do your job, have some fun with your fellow coworkers, and then go home, right? I love this new department's vibe. I love the people. I love the atmosphere. I just don't like the work culture that has been cultivated over time, because I had to deal with it in the old department. Now I'm dealing with it in the new department, but now it's like magnified because there's more people. Now listen, not every work department is going to be at 100%. Not every work culture is going to be at 100%. I get it. But at least try and make it as high to 100% as you possibly can. So if you can do things to give ease to the people who have already been there, to the people who are coming in, Is that not a good thing? So yes, let's work together. Yes, let's solve the issues. Yes, let's like note down every single thing that is wrong, because the more you poke the bear in order to be like, hey, 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 mom, mom, mommy, mom, 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 they eventually are like, what? And then you're like, can you fix this, please? And then you won't have to hear from me again. Do you want to know how quickly they fix something to get someone off their butt? I'm just saying. It's not the best tactic, but it's a tactic that works. It seems to be the only tactic that they respond to. Dealing with all of that is kind of what was going down. And then, of course, people are people. So there's, you know, there's hard feelings, there's jealousies, there's wanting old work life back. But it's like, listen, we're in the position that we're in. Just, we got to make the best of it. Like, I liked my old department too. And, you know, some people would look at it as the department to envy, probably for good reasons, probably for bad reasons. There was one particular reason where I was just like, well, no excuse now. And that was, you know, it was considered one of the easier ones, but it was also considered one of the more fun ones. And also, we have people in our unit and in our department highly respected amongst everybody. Like in every department, we all did our time and paid our dues. Their names are known and in all the right ways. And I was like, when I got into this department, because I had to choose one, I was like, yes, I know these people. I like these people. I like their work ethic. I like the way that they lead. I like the way that they handle issues. I like the way that they are just going to like make a department that is so good, so great. And they did, okay? Sure, a few things got through. They're always going to get through, but it was such a nice time there. It was. And now granted, there were some things on the lower levels, which were still a level above mine, that kind of irritated me and made it a bad time for me. But I stayed because of the level above, because I respected them. And I'm like, just keep trucking, just keep trucking. And then eventually, when I did state what was happening, because I couldn't not anymore, it wasn't just affecting me anymore, then, okay, we'll get it done, we'll get it done, we'll get it done, we'll get it done. Any other requests? We'll get it for you. And I'm just like, I'm sitting here thinking, why though? And eventually they did actually verbally answer that question, and they're like, well, you put in the work, you put in the time. We know that you're not coming to us as a means of complaining. You're coming to us as like, hey, here's a valid issue, maybe might want to look into it, maybe might help. And we do, and it's real. And there's, not only is it real, but there's physical evidence backing it up. Do you know how hard that is to talk about work culture and environment when a lot of it is based on behaviors that you just, like, you can't command someone to actually care about their job. You can't command them to do their job. I mean, technically you should, but you know, sometimes it's really hard to get fired somewhere, and people ride off of other people's coattails, and just because someone sees that something needs to be done, they'll get it done, and other people know about it, so it'll never change. Even if you go to them and talk to them about it, be really honest with them, they're like, oh yeah, I feel you. They'll still give you the works sometimes. It's crazy. Anywho, so, you know, we're here now. We've all built a rapport, and now we're going, and we're building this department from the ground up. And now that culture is going to be going into a bigger culture, into the belly of the beast. And we're going to try and change it from the inside out. And it's going to be great. And it's going to be a fun time. But that does require a lot of work, a lot of resilience, a lot of endurance, and a lot of patience. Something that I lack. It's the name of the game, honestly. And you know, I was able to endure it, and now I'm at a better place where I'm just like, I mean, throughout it all, I was like, ooh, this is going to be good. But now I'm at a place where, like, I endured the initial switching of it, and I'm like, ooh, this is going to be so good. I cannot wait to see what happens. Because it's going to be long, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be stressful. There are going to be tears. I already know. But I also know that on the other side of this craziness is going to be such an awesome place to work. And at the end of the day, that's all I care about. providing a good workplace for myself and fellow coworkers to want to come to work. Like, listen, I know this isn't our dream job, but hey, we're here and we're getting paid. Okay? So why not make it an enjoyable time? We have to be around each other for 11 hours. Let's at least make it amenable at the least, right? Let's make it enjoyable. Let's work together so that this workload isn't as heavy and there's more community, there's more better work relationships, there is a sense of loving coming to work, and maybe, dare I say, maybe even pride in what you do. Like, listen, I am proud of what Amazon does in my department. I'm proud of it. Oh, my phone's yelling at me for low storage. So I'm gonna make this really quick. I'm proud of what we do, and I'm proud of what is going to happen, and I'm loving what's about to happen. It's just gonna take time, and you guys saw the decline that is gonna lead to the better light at the end of the tunnel. I just kind of wanted to address that. Yes, I am happy with where I'm at, with where I'm working. I'm loving the new department and everything that is about to happen. It just needed a lot of work to get there, and yeah, that's kind of the personality that I'm bringing to the table, and hopefully it's helpful and not hurtful. And my phone is still yelling at me, so I'm going to sign off, and hopefully you guys will get to see more footage of the day as it happens. If not, well, you know what happened. My storage is low. Anywho, I was going to tell you guys more, but again, just low storage. So yeah, I'm about ready to head out, and we're going to go to the bank first and then get to work. And I'm going to hopefully update my reader fam on the book. Again, if there's low storage though, that may be a concern, but hopefully I'll get to update them. And yeah, that is all. That is everything that I wanted to say at the moment. I'll probably have a bigger sit down video if I find anything else, but that's kind of the culmination of everything. So yeah, just thought I'd do that. See you guys in a bit. And just like that, I deleted a few videos, and now I have plenty more storage. I would still talk with you guys, but I do want to update the reader fam, and I don't know how long that is going to take me or how much storage that might take. So I'm just going to head out, go to the bank, get my stuff, go to work, sit in the parking lot, and update the reader fam before heading into work. And that is the plan, and hopefully I'll be able to take you guys along a little bit on that journey. If not, which is probably what's gonna happen, then I will see you guys on break. All right, bye. Got me my monies. I am about ready to head out. Let's go. I got a little further along in the book, so I thought I would come to you guys with a reading update, and that is that general conclusion here, nothing makes sense. Hi guys. It is break time. I am excited. I'm also quite tired, so I'm just gonna use this time to take a little power nap and just brush off the day. It's not necessarily bad, it just feels like nothing. And I would argue sometimes apathetic just feels more sluggish than if I were having a bad day, because at least there's some type of emotionality, there's some adrenaline, but right now there's nothing. And I'm just like, I feel just very apathetic right now to a lot of things. And in fact, I found myself in that so heavily that I had a fellow coworker point something out to me, and at first I had no idea what he was trying to point out, and I was just like, I was so monotone though. He thought I was mad at him, and I'm like, no, I just want to understand. That's all I'm asking. Like, I'm not mad, I'm not whatever. Like, I don't know what my face was showing, but I have heard people say that my, like, just resting face is such an RBF that they actually thought I wanted to hurt them initially. I'm just like, man, when I zone out and I have a resting face on because I'm an expressive, if I have a rest face, look into my eyes and see if they're dead, because like I zone out, I'm in my own world. Half the time when people were just like, I thought you were mad, I'm like, no, I was actually at my most peaceful because there was nothing really going on in my head that allowed me to be here in this universe. I was kind of in another universe and I was kind of happy. And they were just like, really? I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the case. But that wasn't the case today. Today, I just felt sluggish. Like, I literally felt nothing towards anything. Towards, like, the last hour and a half leading up to my lunch break. And I'm like, what is this? Like, I need to shake out of this, but I don't even know how to do that because, like, nothing bad happened. Nothing good happened, so it was kind of just like, oh, it's kind of just like a lackluster type of day. All right, you're gonna feel lackluster, you know. So, I mean, on the one hand, it's kind of just like, oh, good, there's nothing bad happening today. But on the other hand, it's like, oh, there's nothing like overly good happening. It's just kind of a mediocre day. And normally I would be like, oh, isn't that nice? You know, the ideal of just a normal mediocre day, but then in practice I'm just kind of like very apathetic to things. And anyways, that being said, I'm just gonna have a little lie down and hopefully get rid of the apathy because that's not good. And it's not like it's bleeding into my work and how I'm doing with my work, but it is bleeding into, like, I mean, my coworker thought I was mad at him for simply being like, hey, you did something that you weren't supposed to. And I was like, where though? Because according to certain things about this process, it should be just fine. And they were like, no. And they were trying to explain it. The problem was they weren't good at explaining it. So I was just like, what are you talking about? Because according to this, and this, I should be fine. And they were trying to tell me that even though it looked fine, like before I locked the plan in, after I locked the plan in, there was an error, and I just didn't notice it when I posted it. Therefore, I uploaded the plan with the error in it, and I didn't get that. Even, like, after he was talking to me, I was just like, what was he actually, like, trying to tell me? Because he kept talking about, like, a bunch of different elements that go into the plan, and I'm just like, bruh, I know that. Like, I know that. And I did the thing according to the thing, and here is the result that I got. And he just looks like he was kind of getting frustrated, and I'm like, I understand you're getting frustrated by me not understanding you, but I'm not understanding your frustration at the same time because you keep saying things that have nothing to do with the actual problem because I did it according to the things that you are saying. The real problem was that there was an error afterwards that I just didn't catch. And yes, that's on me. And yes, I take ownership of that. But you weren't saying that to me. You were going all off on, like, how this works and what you're supposed to look for. And I'm like, yeah. And according to that, this data is right. Which it was. But it wasn't because there was an interception of window time. And that's all he explained, but then as he was explaining it, he was saying you needed to input the data this way. And I'm like, I did do that. And he's like, no, you didn't because XYZ. And I'm like, literally look at the picture. It's time compliant. It's the right number of packages. And it's in the right window. What is your issue? And also it's the right, like, it's the right type of site as well. What is your issue here? And, like, he just could not explain it to me. So then I admittedly did get a little frustrated because I was like, according to everything you're saying, I'm right. But you're saying I'm wrong for some reason. Why? I'm just trying to get to the why. And I had to literally tell him that. And I'm like, I'm just trying to get to the why. Like, explain it to me. Because he was trying to explain it, but he didn't explain it in a way that made sense according to the data. So he just kept repeating himself. He didn't try to, like, say it in a different way or anything. And I'm like, looking at him like, yeah, I did that. There it is. I don't see the issue. Said it again the same way. I don't see the issue. Said it again the same way. Bruh. I don't see the issue with what you're saying versus with what I put. I even pulled up the picture, but the way that he was trying to explain it just didn't make sense according to the data. And in fact, I did do it right according to what he said. But I was like, clearly there is an error there. I'm trying to figure it out. And so he thought, like, he was getting frustrated. And I was looking at him like, what are you talking about? And he took that as frustration. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I'm not frustrated. I'm trying to just get to the issue. And I literally told him that. So yeah, I just wanted to know where I went wrong so that I wouldn't do that again, but you weren't telling me in a way that made sense. And you weren't even telling me the actual issue either. Yeah, I don't know. But apparently, so there was some miscommunication, misunderstanding. I found out what the problem was, and yes, that was on me, and yes, I'll take responsibility of that. But I just think it's funny that, you know, it took me having to just, like, try to translate everything that he was saying in order to get to the actual issue, because everything else was just right. So I was like, you can insert the right data and still come up with the wrong answer. It's just funny. But the amount of frustration that was felt there, I was just like, on his end, like, he looked so visibly frustrated and he looked kind of annoyed, and I was just like, why are you continuing to press the issue? If you are very much annoyed and you only say the exact same thing over and over again and are getting continually more and more frustrated with me because I don't understand the very same thing that you're saying over and over and over again, and I'm asking if you can clarify, and you're not clarifying at all whatsoever. So I'm just like, you know what? It's done. Okay, thank you for your help. And he took the hint and left, and then came back and said sorry, and I'm just like, bruh, it's not even that serious. It's just, like, try and clarify better, man. That's all it is. That's really all it is. But yeah, anyway, so apparently I look very apathetic when I'm tired, and, you know, I feel apathetic and lackluster right now, so that makes sense. So I'm gonna take a little small power nap, and I will see you guys later after the break, and hopefully with better stuff to say tomorrow morning, because we all know I'm not going to be talking after this. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow for another day, and I will update you guys on if the second half of today was better, and I'm sure it is. Like, it's not anything bad. It wasn't like this huge blow up with a coworker or anything. But it definitely was just a little bit of frustration there and miscommunication where I'm just like, this was highly unnecessary. Like, you went from 0 to 100 in your annoyance and frustration. You're good? You're good? So we need to have a little meeting? Do we need to go outside? Do we just need to talk? Do you need to let some stuff out? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, gonna take a nap now. Bye. Good morning. It is the last day of the week. I'm moving into my apartment tomorrow. Overall, everything is pretty much moved. So yeah, we're officially starting living in an apartment and being on my own. Well, not on my own. I have a roommate, but essentially being on my own and not being under either one of my parents' roofs. So yeah, it's gonna be something. I'll probably feel things about it later. I'm not really feeling the weight of that right now. I'm kind of like in the zone of work where it's kind of just like the days just kind of mesh together until Sunday, because I do work pretty much every single day of the week. Next week, actually, though, I don't have work every single day. I actually have my Monday and Tuesday off, and I believe also Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, but I am going to try to get some extra time probably for Wednesday, and more than likely Wednesday morning. But Monday and Tuesday I think I'm going to keep off because I'm going to be in my apartment officially. I'm going to want to do a grocery run. I'm going to want to do some meal prep. I'm going to want to set up some stuff in my room a little bit and start unpacking. And so I think I'm just going to keep Monday and Tuesday off. But yeah, it's been a time, it's been a journey, and I'm officially moving in, and it feels nice to be able to get everything done. Like, I think the weight of the apartment and everything else and the timeline and the rushingness of it, it's finally passed, and we're in a good place. We're settled now, and it feels really good. So, and that's good. Oh yeah, I was supposed to update you guys about yesterday. Or not supposed to, but you know what I mean. I was going to update you guys about yesterday because I went on a little tangent, rant, whatever you want to call it, about what was happening that day in terms of like a certain interaction
Okay, editing me hopping in here, enjoy the picture of my dog's close-up face while I do so. Basically, I talked to you guys about an interaction that was had where there was heightened emotions between a coworker and I just didn't want to leave that there because that wasn't where it ended. At the end of it all, we fixed the issue. He came up to apologize about getting a little frustrated a little quickly. And I said it was all good, so we're all good now. And I definitely took that as a learning experience of like how to communicate with that fellow associate. And so now we know how to communicate a little bit better. And also now, having looked back at it, I can see what the error actually was and what he was talking about. And it was nothing like how I thought he was going at with what he was saying. So I'm glad we got that fixed up and I actually know what's wrong so that I don't make that mistake in the future. But it was actually just kind of hilarious how that came about and how it took me so long to actually figure it out. But yeah, everything's all good now. But I just wanted to insert that part here because I know that is where I left off, but I didn't want to leave it off there. There was a point in that, things happen between fellow associates, there's miscommunications and things, sometimes heightened emotions, but we don't have to take it to the level where we get in our feelings about it. We can go to the base point, which is that we both care about the work that we do and what we produce and doing it right and getting it right the next time. And so, yeah, that's how that ended. And then the rest of the day was like pretty chill, quite honestly. I did get a little bit more pep at the end, and then I really got energy the second I walked out that door, and I turned to another fellow coworker of mine and I was just like, it tracks. The fact that I would just suddenly get a burst of energy the second I walk out this door. It tracks. And it's fine. And it's great. And it's very late at night. And I probably should not have all of this energy at this moment. And I am not quite sure because it was such a long time ago. Because as of the time I'm doing this voiceover, it's been like a week or so. But I'm pretty sure I probably got me some form of energy, which was later on in the evening, and I probably should not have done that. So yeah, anyways, that was a time and a thing. Anyway, that's all that I was talking about and what I was going way too in depth for. So we're just going to fast forward to the ending where I tell you guys about whatever it is that I next get on track for. Okay, bye.
But anyways, I'm about to head in now. My phone is yelling at me for low storage again. I'm going to try and clear it out as best as I can by editing some things and uploading them. But yeah, so I'm at work now. This is going to be the last day of this week, and this is going to be the last day before I move. So I will definitely be coming to you with some thoughts later, probably, because I'll probably finally, I don't know, have emotions about it. We'll see. Maybe I won't, and maybe I'll just talk to you guys about my book because I need to update my reader fam as well. So with that being said, see you guys in a bit. It's lunchtime and I'm just calling it. I'm just gonna take a power nap because I am very, very tired. I almost fell asleep. I was this close, but I never fall asleep at work. I can't because I always have some sort of alarm system or whatever going off in my head of being like, gotta stay awake to get all of the alarms and to not miss tasks and stuff. But I was this close genuinely, so I am just going to listen to my body and take a power nap. So yeah, that is all for this vlog. Thank you guys for watching and for staying tuned to my life. If you guys have found some sort of entertainment in that, feel free to like this video to let me know that you guys like these vlogs, and also feel free to subscribe to our community if you feel so inclined. It's free to you for all time, so no pressure. You can subscribe now, subscribe later, or not subscribe at all. It's up to you. Thank you so much for spending this day with me and for spending this time with me. I do love doing these vlogs, and also if you guys want to catch up with me in real time, I am going to try and post on social media a little bit more. I mean, I get this is social media, but like my Instagram and my TikTok, which I'll leave it linked in the description box down below. And I think that is all of the YouTube-y things to say, so I will just leave you guys there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!